We've got people, we've got a place, and we're ready. Those were the words of Major G. Robert Dotson in 1941 as he formally requested authorization from the National Guard to form an Oregon flying unit. In 1941, Oregon's population had just exceeded 1 million people. Today, the population has swelled beyond 3.8 million. With more than 2,200 Oregon Air National Guard members serving today, this number still represents less than 0.5% of Oregon's population who protect millions living in the Pacific Northwest. Whether you are one of our founding fathers or our newest recruit, we salute you. In the words of President Barack Obama, you all have one thing in common. You volunteered. You have protected the world from danger. You have given others the opportunity to earn a better and more secure life. We pay tribute to the past 7 decades of men and women who have answered the call to serve in Oregon's hometown Air Force. We celebrate 70 years as a military organization, 70 years of service, and 70 years as a family. We pause to reflect upon the successes of yesterday, the accomplishments of today, and the promise of tomorrow. Although much has changed in Oregon's Air National Guard over the past 70 years, one thing has remained constant: the volunteer spirit and unyielding commitment of Oregon's citizen airmen. Through conflicts, challenges, changes, and growth, our airmen remain steadfast and committed to upholding the Air Force core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Every member today is a vivid reflection of the airmen who served yesterday, and each one of you shines a light on those who will continue to launch our mission into the future. This is your legacy.
What some of the guys learned, in the military and then applied it in civilian life afterwards, radio electronics or sheet metal work or whatever. I didn't follow anything to do in medics other than first aid work. Some of the guys stayed in as career people. I think it's us that should thank you guys. You're the guys that made the Air Guard what it is today. We just started it.
Had to start somewhere.
On April 18th, 1941, the newly formed 123rd Observation Squadron began operations with 108 enlisted men, 2 officers, and 2 aircraft: the North American BC-1A and a Douglas O-46A. They were single-engine, fabric-covered airplanes with maximum speeds of 200 miles per hour. The squadron's mission was reconnaissance and operated out of Swan Island, located in Portland. In the 1940s, a crew chief relied upon springs, wires, fabric, and ingenuity to maintain his aircraft. Today's crew chiefs rely on computers and spare parts, but when things go awry, a spool of wire will no longer do the trick. They rely on a cast of specialists who are younger than the aircraft. 70 years and 15 different aircraft models later, technology has evolved and our number of airmen has increased more than 20-fold. Today, with over 2,000 members, the Oregon Air National Guard operates out of Portland Air National Guard Base, Joint Force Headquarters in Salem, Kingsley Field in Klamath Falls, and Camp Rylea on the North Coast. With 48 aircraft, both flying squadrons rely on F-15s to provide air sovereignty alert for the Pacific Northwest, train new pilots, and answer our nation and state's call in times of peace and war. Our twin-engine air superiority Eagles wear aircraft skins made of high-tech metal and composite materials. They fly upwards of Mach 2.0. Missiles and guns in today's Eagles have replaced the cameras flown in the original tail dragger airplanes. And today's aerial observations are given a virtual rocket boost by leading-edge technology. the Active Electronically Scanned Array Radar, AESA.
The F-15 is one of the finest fighting machines in the world. In more than 100 skirmishes, no F-15 has ever lost a dogfight. It was designed to maintain air superiority, and if need be, it could do that here within a matter of minutes. After 9/11, the Oregon Air Guard put aircraft in the sky round the clock for several days straight. Lance Pirak from Seattle was one of those pilots.
You are paying for us to do this, and it is our privilege to perform this service for you and protecting America.
So when you hit the pillow at night, rest easy, Seattle. While you sleep, they don't. In the event of an attack, Washington is covered by Oregon.
Since 1941, Oregon Air National Guard members have served all over the world in virtually every major conflict, starting with World War II, spanning to the current overseas contingency operations. Oregon airmen have supported our nation from the mud to the sun. Throughout our history, the Oregon Air National Guard's mission has involved so much more than flying. It has encompassed missions such as providing force protection, air battle management, explosive ordnance detection, and air traffic control, to name a few. Today, the 142nd and 173rd Fighter Wings each have distinct squadrons and flights. They include aircraft maintenance. We have some of the best F-15 maintainers in the world. Flight operations airmen ensure every aspect of the airfield is poised and ready to launch at any given moment. Civil engineers maintains every dimension of the airbase, both here at home and routinely deploy around the world. Communications units are constantly integrating and ensuring the latest technology while securing all facets of global communication. Security forces provide force protection of assets and continue to deploy globally. Force support squadrons maintain our airmen's records, pay, and other crucial documents. Medical specialists provide health and dental care for the men and women of the Oregon Air National Guard. Established in 2002 by the Joint Force Headquarters Air Component, the Combat Operations Group provides for the origination and training of geographically deployed units in the Oregon Air National Guard. Today's COG units include the 125th Special Tactics Squadron, the 116th Air Control Squadron, the 270th Air Traffic Control Squadron, and the 123rd Weather Flight. Oregon's retired Brigadier General Wallace P. Carson, Assistant Adjutant General for Air in 1991, said, "We are a family. The commitment, devotion, loyalty, love, and support that personify a healthy family are apt characteristics of our organization, past and present." For most of us who have had the privilege to serve in the Oregon Air National Guard, we have formed friendships that will last far beyond our active Guard participation. Friendships that will last a lifetime. You can see it in the faces of our people in times of joy and times of sorrow. Enlistments, promotions, awards, retirements, deaths, all form a part of our shared social fabric, our family. As the men and women of Oregon's Air National Guard, you are the best part of us. Here's to the Oregon Air National Guard. Here's to those who answered that call to duty 70 years ago. Here's to all who have served, are currently serving, and will continue to serve into the future. To the early members of the Oregon Air National Guard in 1941, to those who reformed the units after World War II, to the men and women who served here and worldwide during the Korean War, Cold War, Vietnam, Panama, Desert Storm, flying the Northern and Southern Watch, and all the way through Operations Iraqi and Enduring Freedom and beyond. For being a trained, prepared, fearless, deployable force. Thank you for your service, part-time or full-time, 4 years or 40 years, on the ground or in the air, while giving up your free time to be part of something bigger than yourself. Oregon thanks you. America thanks you. And we salute all of you. Here's to Oregon's Air National Guard, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Here's to Oregon's hometown Air Force.